the stars shining above him. As he pointed to each star, it burst with light. Mickey gestured for the stars to swirl across the sky. It was one of the most beautiful things Mickey had ever seen. Mickey turned his attention toward the waves gently lapping against the bottom of the cliff. He swooped his hands high as if he were scooping the waves out of the water. Soon the waves crashed all around Mickey. He could almost feel the mist from the waves on his cheeks. Then something cold and wet hit Mickey. It was a splash of water. Another splash knocked Mickey out of the chair. Mickey woke up and looked around. There was water everywhere. While he had slept, the broom had continued filling the vat with water. Now it was overflowing and flooding the room. When Mickey reached the stairs, he found the broom marching down them with 2 water-filled buckets in its grasp. Mickey threw out his hands, commanding the broom to stop. But alas, Mickey only knew how to make the magic start. He did not know how to make it stop. The broom walked right past Mickey. If Mickey couldn't stop the broom, it would continue filling the buckets and bringing them back to the vat. It would only make the flooding worse. The broom emptied the buckets into the vat along with Mickey. Mickey climbed out of the overflowing vat and raced after the broom. But how would he stop it? Suddenly, Mickey spotted the axe he used to chop the sorcerer's wood. He grabbed the axe and chopped the broom into bits. Soon there was nothing left but a pile of splinters. Mickey shut the door leading to the fountain. He relaxed. Mickey was glad that it was over. But it wasn't over. The bits of wood began to move. Each piece turned into a new broom. And each broom had 2 new buckets. Mickey heard a noise coming from the other side of the door. He opened it, saw the brooms, and quickly shut the door. But he wasn't quick enough. Before he could secure the door, the brooms opened it, their combined strength too powerful for Mickey. The brooms pushed past Mickey and marched up the stairs. A moment later, the brooms came back down the steps with more water. Mickey tried to hold them back, but it was no use. They walked right over him. In a great line, they poured more and more water into the vat. The water in the room grew deeper and deeper. Mickey grabbed a bucket. He started dumping water out of a nearby window, but the brooms were working too quickly. Soon, Mickey was completely underwater. Mickey swam to the surface, searching for something to keep him above the waves. The Sorcerer's Book of Magic floated by. Mickey grabbed it. He turned page after page after page, looking for the magic words that would stop the brooms. But as the water began to churn, Mickey could no longer read the words. On a nearby wall, he saw the shadows of the brooms continuing to fill the castle with water. Then he was sucked into a great whirlpool. Mickey hung onto the book as he went around and around in the water, spinning faster and faster. Suddenly, a bright light filled the room. The sorcerer had returned. Looking at the water covering his workshop, the sorcerer knew at once what Mickey had done. He raised his arms and waved a great command. The water parted and began to disappear. Mickey looked around the room. The sorcerer was very powerful, even without his wonderful hat. The sorcerer frowned down at Mickey, then waved his arms again. The brooms and the buckets disappeared. Soon, only Mickey's old broom and buckets remained. Mickey took off the sorcerer's hat. Very carefully, He tried to make the magic hat look nice again, straightening the bent top. Then he extended it toward the sorcerer. The sorcerer snatched the hat from Mickey's hand. Mickey smiled shyly at the sorcerer, but the sorcerer did not smile back. Mickey handed the old broom to the sorcerer. Then he picked up his buckets and headed toward the fountain. The sorcerer watched him very closely. Mickey quickly ran off to do his work. He had learned his lesson. Never start something you don't know how to finish. Again, thank you all so much for coming today. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you don't mind, if you'll take, I promise it's like maybe a minute to scan the QR code and fill out that survey. The data from that helps us to continue to do programs like this. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend.